Imagine being thousands of feet in the air, everything going smoothly, until it's not. The final moments of a plane crash are filled with confusion, fear, and desperate attempts to regain control. And in those last, chilling seconds, the pilots utter their final words. These are the moments that haunt aviation history. Stick with us as we dive into 5 real-life tragedies, where the last words spoken in the cockpit reveal the unimaginable pressure and fear experienced just before disaster struck. You won't want to miss this. 1. This is the end. Flying from Tokyo to Osaka, the flight seemed like a routine domestic trip. But just 12 minutes after takeoff, a catastrophic event occurred. The rear bulkhead of the Boeing 747 failed, leading to explosive decompression. The pilots fought for control as the aircraft started losing altitude. Despite their best efforts, the plane became nearly uncontrollable. In the final moments before the crash, one of the crew members uttered the simple yet chilling words, "This is the end." It captured the grim reality of their situation. The plane crashed into a mountain, killing 520 people, making it the deadliest single aircraft accident in history. 4 people miraculously survived, but the legacy of this disaster remains a tragic reminder of how quickly things can go wrong. 2. We're going down. Brace yourselves. What began as a routine flight from Denver to Chicago quickly became a nightmare about an hour in. The aircraft, a DC-10, suffered a catastrophic engine failure. But this wasn't just any engine failure. The explosion not only took out the engine but also disabled all hydraulic systems, making it nearly impossible to control the plane. Captain Al Haynes and his crew did everything they could, using only the remaining engines to steer. As they approached Sioux City, Iowa, Captain Haynes realized the plane wasn't going to make a perfect landing. "We're going down. Brace yourselves," he warned. Despite the crash landing, 184 of the 296 passengers survived. Thanks to the heroic efforts of the crew, their quick thinking and bravery turned what could have been a total disaster into a story of survival. 3. Damn it, we're going to crash. This can't be happening. The flight from Rio de Janeiro to Paris was supposed to be a smooth journey, but somewhere over the Atlantic Ocean, things began to go terribly wrong. The aircraft encountered a severe storm, and soon after, it entered a deadly stall. In the cockpit, confusion reigned as the pilots struggled to regain control. Alarming stall warnings filled the air, but their attempts to recover only made things worse. As the ground approached rapidly, one of the pilots realized the inevitable outcome and exclaimed, "Damn it, we're going to crash. This can't be happening." The plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, killing all 228 people on board. It took nearly 2 years to recover the wreckage, and the incident became a somber reminder of how confusion in the cockpit can lead to tragedy. 4. We did something to the altitude. Late at night, the crew was preparing for their final approach to Miami International Airport. But as they lowered the landing gear, the indicator light failed to come on, leading the pilots to wonder if the gear had deployed properly. As they tried to figure out the problem, they lost track of one crucial detail: their altitude. Unbeknownst to them, the autopilot had been disengaged, and the aircraft was slowly losing altitude. One of the pilots finally realized something was wrong and said, "We did something to the altitude." But it was too late. The plane crashed into the Florida Everglades, killing 101 people. This tragedy led to important changes in cockpit procedures to prevent future accidents caused by distraction. 5. Go around. After a long journey from Seoul, the aircraft was preparing for its final descent into San Francisco International Airport. Everything seemed normal, but as the plane neared the runway, the pilots suddenly realized they were coming in too low and too slow. In the chaos, one of the pilots shouted, "Go around," signaling an attempt to abort the landing and try again. But the plane was already too close to the ground. The tail of the aircraft struck the seawall at the edge of the runway, causing the plane to crash. 3 people lost their lives, but thanks to the quick response of emergency teams, 187 others were saved. This incident served as a wake-up call, reminding the aviation industry of the importance of training and situational awareness during landings. The skies are safer than ever today, but these final words remind us just how quickly things can spiral out of control. These haunting moments have shaped the way we fly, making every flight safer for us all. But the stories behind these crashes continue to fascinate, with lessons we can never forget. What other stories could still be out there, waiting to be uncovered? Stay tuned for more, because the next incredible story could change the way you see flying forever. These 5 tragedies offer a glimpse into the final moments of terror experienced by pilots and passengers alike. The last words uttered in the cockpits of these planes reflect not just the gravity of their situations, but also the incredible pressure pilots face in the most critical moments.